Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Nanatsu no Taizai, Imashime no Fukkatsu, or you could call it the 7 Deadly Sins, Revival of the Commandments on episode 23. Now, this episode right here was actually pretty okay, nothing big. I really wish it could have been done better if A1 Pictures done it better, but I guess it is what it is. So if anything else, let's just get this started. We have to it that Elizabeth was happy to see Meliodas, while Meliodas gropes Elizabeth, saying he's just doing a checkup, you know? And later on, they get attacked by Derriere, of course, and apparently kicks Hawk away when he tries to interfere after hitting his mama, Hawk. And we have to it that, of course, like Meliodas takes on Derriere and effortlessly dodges her attacks or something, or blocks her attacks at the same time. Eventually, we have to it that Montpete attacks where Derriere and Meliodas is at, as it is part of Derriere's plan. But Meliodas tells him that's not going to work, etc. And then he kicks Derriere to Montpete and uses full counter on Montepete's magic, and they get consumed by the flames, etc. You know, and we had to it that Grey Road, along with Fraudulent and Dreyfus's body, shows up, and Grey Road actually has some of the human bodies as eggs, and one of them, of course, tries to stop the eggs from hatching, but they end up hatching prematurely or immaturely in a certain sense. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Aside from that, one of them tries to kills the demons, of course, but also that person, which is Douglas or whatever the guy's name is, he died instantly, growing old. And they go like, what the hell just happened? And we have to it that Grey Road says, I am one of the 10 commandments that has the commandment pacifism. Those who kills in my presence will have their lifespan taken from them. And we have to it that they are pretty much in trouble right now. And we see to it that Jericho's brother tries to freeze him up, but ends up dying in the process, and is all in vain. But Merlin shows up and takes on the commandments, and apparently kills the bugs in one of the Grey Road's faces. And we have to it that Merlin is not affected at all, and she says let me tell you something. As for me, I am not affected at all because I have something called infinity, you know? I just start my own time. And when I remember reading this in the manga, it was really, really scary. Not to mention when she announced her name as Berlinian's daughter in a language that we cannot understand at all. Even in this anime version, it was like or something. We have to that they go, okay, we gotta get the hell out of here. But Merlin ends up capturing Grey Road as an experiment, you know? And as for Fraudulent, he ends up trying to escape with Dreyfus, but, you know, yeah. As speaking of which, there was a scene with Gil Thunder being taken away by Vivian, who apparently was Gil Frost or something, that weird old mage whatsoever. Yeah. We have to it that Hendrickson ends up stopping Fraudulent from escaping, and then, of course, Zarathustra shows up and tries to help him out. And, of course, we have to it that Zarathustra uses full purge on the other hand to get Fraudulent out. And we have to it that Hendrickson tries to stop Fraudulent from trying to take Dreyfus's body again, you know. But we have to it that Dreyfus uses Pierce on the other hand and managed to seem like he defeated Fraudulent. While Zarathustra and Dreyfus, along with Hendrickson, has the last words of Zarathustra. Zarathustra tells him you had to come in terms of what you've done and grow up, okay? And don't worry about me. Tell Gil Thunder I'll always watch from him from afar, you know? And we see to it that Fraudulent survived because he uses full size, of course. Dreyfus and Hendrickson was saved by a simple hair, while Meliodas shows up and ends up taking on Fraudulent. But we had to it, of course, that was Meliodas' clone. Meliodas is like, what's the matter? How is it that you went from hope and despair? But you know what? That was a nice, nice feeling ever, you know? And he ends up smiling in a wicked way where Dreyfus is asking if that is really Meliodas, and ends off there. Yeah, next week is last week's episode, you know, it's really sad, but, you know, I guess all good things must come to an end, etc. Yeah. Anyways, thought the episode was pretty cool. Looking forward to the last episode, and even though, things did not become what it meant to be, I'll talk about it in my next week of my final recap. So until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!